This is Scams and Cons News with Jim Grinstead.
In this week's news, a Ferrari executive outraced a scammer, and a fake contractor destroyed a family's house. But we begin with a scam preying on pastors. An Arkansas pastor got a text from someone he thought was a parishioner. It came from the same area code where he lived, so he thought it was real. The goal was to get the pastor to buy gift cards to help the parishioner. The thing about pastors and many of the rest of us is that we want to help people we know. And for pastors, it's part of the job description. The same thing happened at two other churches in the area. Each church warned parishioners of the scam via their Facebook pages. Members of these churches now have been baptized in the ways of scammers and con artists. How about those Memphis folks, eh? After so many scams, you'd think they'd learn, but its citizens took it in the pocketbook again. This time for $773,000 as part of a phishing scam. You know, the one where a con artist tries to talk you out of information they can use against you? Well, city officials hid it from the public when it happened in 2022. It only came to light this year during a budget committee hearing. WREG tells more.
The reported scam allegedly took place when someone pretended to be Zellner Construction on an existing city contract where invoices were paid. The financial loss apparently was never acknowledged during former Mayor Jim Strickland's administration. City Councilman Jeff Warren says this is not a good reflection on any city leaders who were in office at the time.
Yeah, I think it's a blemish on all of us that were there when it occurred, but if you think about it, this is a crime. Okay, so this is someone who intentionally deceived people.
Your news leader was told a city employee paid the Memphis company they thought was Zellner $773,695. But the money didn't go to Zellner, but apparently to a scammer. When the city realized the mistake, it couldn't get the money back.
This is horrible, but I feel that, the more things like this that you can find, the better you can run your government. So if we've got people stealing from us and we don't know, we can't stop it.
You're probably asking, how could this happen and involving such a large amount of taxpayer money? City Councilwoman Jerry Green calls this incredibly alarming.
I mean, we have to make sure that we are taking care of the taxpayers' dollars. That is our number one job, is to be good stewards of their funds. And so to learn that we have been taken advantage of in some way was very disturbing.
A city official tells WREG the alleged scam happened when the city was operating under COVID-19 era policies that relax protocols and procedures for wire transactions. Since then, tougher pre-COVID policies have been put back in place.
COVID always seems to get the blame for everything. But can you believe they think it was a good thing that the public lost its money? Suggesting it was a learning experience. Well, if they think it's such a good thing, it might have been good to tell city employees to take notes on how to hide the evidence.
Absolutely. We should be putting in every protocol, safeguard, anything that we can do in place to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
One possible safeguard could be the ballot box. Ferraris are fast, but some of the company's top execs are too. One of them lapped a scammer. A text message reportedly sent to the Ferrari exec claimed another company was about to have a big expansion and Ferrari's help could be needed. The texter told the Ferrari exec to be prepared for a non-disclosure agreement that would be sent soon. Then came the deep fake voice call explaining why the text came from an unrecognized number. The wise Ferrari exec then asked the scammer a question that only the real caller could answer, and that question was, "What was the book you recommended to me a few days ago?" The scammer quickly ended the call. Kudos to the Ferrari exec who knew how scams are run and how not to fall for them. This is Scams and Cons News. A Georgia couple was bulldozed into a scam that cost them their home. In 2021, an alleged contractor offered a hand with wood flooring he saw in a pile next to the elderly couple's home. The man claimed to be a Christian and promised to fix the house up for them. No surprise here, the man was a con artist. He told the 73-year-old woman living in the house he could do the job for $143,000. The couple agreed, took out a loan, and work began on the house. The money was to be paid out as the work progressed. All it took to get started was $60,000. The first nail was pulled out of the living room, and before long the room had been stripped of everything: the sheetrock, insulation, and ceiling. They learned the man hadn't pulled a permit from the city to do the work, and with $60,000 of their money in his pocket, he was gone. It wasn't the first time police had encountered this scammer. They say he's taken advantage of homeowners looking to repair damage from calamities. The con artists often pose as claims examiners so they have access to the insurance funds. The couple has little recourse. Even local charities who help people in need say fixing the problem would cost more than they could afford to give. It's not exactly a George Clooney type of scam, but Las Vegas skimmers are betting they can rob people of their money.
Over the last couple of days, federal agents and local police have visited about 1,500 businesses here in the Valley. They recovered 18 skimmers. Crooks are targeting everything from debit cards to EBT benefits.
Skimmers are devices hidden inside ATM and other payment machines. They capture the information needed to access someone's bank account.
Marnie Whalen says it is beyond frustrating. Crooks using skimmers like these to steal from clients with the Division of Welfare and Supportive Services, going after money loaded onto a family's account that they need to put food on the table.
Between July and March, we had about 1,600 claims that totaled about $500,000 in benefits that we were able to reimburse. For the month of April, we've had close to 2,000 claims and another $500,000 just in the month of April.
So it is just exploding.
Yes.
This week, agents with the Secret Service joined local law enforcement to search out and remove skimmers at various locations around the valley. ATMs and gas pumps are popular targets. Some skimmers fit directly over a credit card keypad, while others are smaller than a quarter.
Police say it's best to use a credit card instead of a debit card. Scammers sometimes hide cameras at gas pumps to record your PIN number. And beware as you insert your card. If it doesn't slide easily into the slot, there may be a skimmer inside. And lastly, from the Scams and Cons Department of Pornography, a scammer stripped an investor out of more than $1 million by saying the money would go to websites featuring adult entertainers performing on webcams. 2 other investors were taken for a total of $170,000. Prosecutors said the con artist transferred $200,000 to his personal bank account and spent it on things like luxury cars, a new Ford F-50 truck, and gambling. He faces up to 20 years in prison, where I'm sure he'll hope to never drop the soap unless the cameras are running. This is Scams and Cons News.